I'm Jessica Lombard, Associate Superintendent. Welcome to Huntley 158 Today. Today, we've got Dr. Burkey, Superintendent of Schools. Welcome.
Well, I get to be the guest today.
Dr. Burkey, today's December 1st, and you know what that means.
It is December 1st, which means that winter weather is definitely around the corner.
I can feel and hear all of our students cheering. They're thinking about their favorite thing right now. With winter weather comes snow days. So, Dr. Burkey, what are the primary factors that we look at, that you look at when determining whether or not to have school or to cancel school?
Well, there's really three main weather conditions that can cause us to look at canceling school. The first is snow, the second is ice, and the third are cold temperatures.
I know people like to know as soon as possible, but that's not always, something that you're able to do the night before. When is that decision typically made?
Well, it really depends on the event. With snow, it's really hard to know the night before what it's going to be like in the morning. And with a snow event, what we're really looking at is when roads are really, for the most part, impassable. There's going to be times when there's snow on the road and we're going to have school. I mean, it is northern Illinois. But oftentimes we don't know until 4 or 5 in the morning what it's going to be like. Now with cold temperatures, it's a little different. And we had a few days a couple years ago where we were off for cold temperatures. And basically what we're looking at is a wind chill at that 30 degree below zero mark to begin to look at should we cancel school. And that's not a hard and fast number because we have to look at a lot of factors, like is it going to get warmer quickly in the day, et cetera. So at that 30 degree below zero mark, we start to look at it. But with cold temperatures the night before, it is possible sometimes we know it. But really, out of all the factors, the most difficult one is ice, because freezing rain can be one of the most dangerous situations to drive in, but it also can change in an instant. And it could even be 5 in the morning and be rain, and by 7 be freezing rain. And we just have to do the best we can with weather forecast and literally going out and driving ourselves to see what the conditions are like.
You talked about how it can change very, very quickly, and sometimes just that weather, it's just questionable whether or not we should go to school. And when it is questionable, there are times that we are in school, and why is that?
Well, one of the things you have to remember is that it is a big deal to cancel school. We have 9,500 students, and their parents have to rearrange everything they're doing, and we want to make sure kids are in a safe environment if they're at home. And so it's really important that we don't just cancel school on a whim. It's got to really be a bad weather event, because it's possible that kids could be in a more dangerous situation if we canceled it and they didn't have, for example, proper supervision because their parents have to work.
You brought up that, again, that weather changes, and it may be okay early on, and it could be getting more dangerous or colder as the day goes on. Have we ever, or would we ever, let students out of school early? Why or why not?
We don't do that, but one of the things is I never say never, because there could be the complete unexpected circumstance. But as a general rule, we don't. And the reason is because to initiate a dismissal procedure and to ensure that every parent not only knows about it, but can be home to accept their kids if it's younger children, requires a lot of time. And we're always very concerned if even a few parents didn't get the word and were not home for their young kids, that would put a child in a dangerous situation. So we try to avoid an early dismissal, unexpected early dismissal at all cost.
I'm a parent in the district. How do I find out whether or not school's on or if it's canceled?
Well, with technology the way it is, you can find out in a lot of ways. First of all, our instant alert system, you will get a phone call and a text and an email, so you'll know as soon as we put that information out. But it's also on all of the TV stations and the radio stations, as well as just our district homepage would let you know if you want to look at that. So we do broadcast it out in many different ways to let everyone know.
So if we have a snow day, we have a cold day, school's canceled, do we have to make that day up?
We do. The state of Illinois requires that we go to school so many days a year, and we actually build 5 emergency days into our schedule. So if we use up to 5 days, that's already built into our schedule, and you won't see the end of school getting later. If we don't use the 5 days, like last year we didn't use any of them, then we will get out a little bit earlier at the end of the year. But yes, the days have to be made up, so it's not really a free day off.
Well, I'm hoping that we don't. You know, it is December 1st, and I'm hopeful that we're able to have a very calm winter as we move forward.
And as I do in my announcement, when we have to cancel school, if we have to do that, I will give the countdown to spring break, because that keeps us all focused on that warm weather will be around the corner.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Burkey.
Thank you, Ms. Lombard.
And thank you for joining us at Huntley 158 today. If you have questions you'd like answered or future topics you'd like seen on our show, please reach out to us at our District 158 Facebook page or Twitter, #Ask158. Until next time.